All right, so we're going to look at a couple of examples. We'll start with slide 3 and 4, and then we'll do an example with a table and with a graph. So let's take a look at Martin. So Martin spent $3 to download a game. As he plays, he's charged $1 each time he goes up a level. So at the beginning, before he goes up any levels, he spent $3 on the game. If he goes up one level, he'll be charged $4. If he goes up 2 levels, he'll be charged 3 plus 2, which is 5. If he goes up 6 levels, he'll be charged 3 plus 6, which is $9. So on the left-hand side, we can see the graph of his costs. So these are all the dots that we just made as we were going through those points. And we are going to write down what his total cost is when he reaches level 50. So level 50 should be $3, that's my initial cost, plus 50, so $53. And my equation, if I'm looking at these equations below, it can't be 1 because my slope is 1 over 1. I'm going up 1 across 1. So it can't be a slope of 3 because my slope has to be 1. Same thing for number 2. This can't be a slope of 3. I have a slope of 1. If I have y equals 1x, so that's a slope of 1, plus 3, that seems like it should work. Let's check. That tells me that if x equals 0, so I'm at x equals 0, my y will be 3. At x equals 1, that's the 1 as I'm moving right, my y will equal 4. As x equals 2, 2 plus 3 will be 5. So it should be this third choice. Let's take a look at the graph itself. So on the graph, we can see that we're starting off at $3. When he starts the game, he's already paid $3. So this graph is no longer going through the 0, 0. It's now going through that y to the sky, the y-axis. And I'm going to even highlight that so we know what we're talking about. This y-axis is what my line is intercepting. So that's why we're going to be calling it the Y-intercept. Intercepting means when a line goes through another line, or it interrupts it, just like in football or in various sports. So let's do a couple examples. You guys had these notes from yesterday, so we took all of these notes. And we'll do our first graphs, and then we'll do some tables together. For my graph, the y-intercept, I'm going to start by highlighting the y-axis. The y-intercept will always be on the y-axis. So I'm going to find that y-axis, and the intercept, that's where the line cuts across the y-axis, is at the number 3. Usually this should be written with parentheses, so it should be coded for the x, which is 0, and then the y, which is 3, and then a parentheses. However, we have coded it incorrectly because Desmos is funky, so you need to delete those parentheses. So the answer is just 0, 3. But you need to know that it should be written with those lines, the curved lines, the parentheses on the side. The equation will be in the form y equals x plus b. So I'm going to type it in as y equals, my slope is 1, so there's a secret 1x right there, plus, and then my y-intercept is 3, where b, remember that b equals the y-intercept. Let's try another one. Now we'll see that the intercept is a negative number. So again, I'm going to highlight my y-axis. My y-intercept is going to be at -4. So my y-intercept is 0, because this is at x equals 0, -4. My equation for this, again, is in the form y equals x plus b. So y equals x plus b. And my b in this case is going to be -4. So instead of writing plus minus 4, I know that adding and subtracting simplifies into subtraction. When I add a negative, I am subtracting it. So this is going to be x minus 4. So all that you're doing is you're replacing the b in the equation y equals x plus b. all that I'm doing over and over is replacing that b with whatever number I see on the y-axis. Let's try an example with a table. You guys did these examples, the notes, the other day. You can have a copy from somebody next to you if you need to copy it down. The y-intercept is going to be how I get from my x to my y by adding. And remember that that y-intercept is going to be at the point x equals 0. So we'll need to create a new point. I'll need to figure out what this number should be, on the right when x equals 0. That's going to be my y-intercept. Let's figure out how I get from x to y. So x to y, I am adding 12. Let's check another one. Y-intercept or my x to y is adding 12, and from 8 to 20 is also adding 12. So that means at my x equals 0, my y-intercept should be 0 plus 12. That's going to be the value when x equals 0. So I can go ahead and type that in, 0 and 12. The equation for this line, again, is in the form y equals x plus b. And I'm replacing that b with the y-intercept. Instead of on a graph, it is now on a table. So y equals x plus 12. Let's try one more example. This is going to be with negative numbers, and then I'm going to leave you guys to your work. So remember, my y-intercept will be at x equals 0. I need to create a new point. I want to figure out what this number is on the right-hand side. So from x to y, to get from 2 to negative 2, I am subtracting 4. And if I'm not sure what that is, I can say 2 minus what is negative 2, or I can say negative 2 minus 2 will give me minus 4. If I'm not sure about the next one, I could say negative 1 minus 3. That gives me negative 4 as well. So all of these should be minus 4. So 0 is the x is going to be 0 at my y-intercept. This value should be minus 4. My y-intercept will be at negative 4. Let's go ahead and type that in. 0, negative 4. That's my answer. The equation, again, should be y equals x plus b. In this case, the b is a negative 4. So instead of typing in plus a minus 4, I'm just going to type in minus 4. All right, good luck, you guys. Make sure to check these notes if you need them later. You have a exit ticket. That exit ticket is a quiz. You'll find it in Desmos, or you can find the link in Canvas as well. Good luck.